All right, let's settle down. Let's settle down. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is no stranger to us. He hails from the Cowboys out there in Dallas, Texas. Last week got me. He just sat there and just told it to us like a Christmas carol and just broke it down to a point. It was so nice. I loved his tonality of how he brought the message. It was so prevalent as always. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to none other than the great cowboy himself, Mr. Sam Foster.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to this Reset Friday. That's right, Reset Friday. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started without further ado. Thank you, Mr. Thomas, as always, for your wonderful platform. Don't want to take your time for granted. Don't want to take anybody on this call for granted. Of course, guys, you know, I start my week off, as always, in the field, grinding. I'll be on location here in about the next hour. I'll be going to a big event here in the area, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. That's right. I'm with my face will be in the place. Peeking, and more peeking. All right, guys. If you're taking notes, last week, if somebody can put in the chat, last week, what was the title of the message? Anybody, put it in the chat, because it's going to go directly to my message for today. Put it in the chat. Yeah, Marvetta, you got it right. You partially got it right. Can anybody put the full scope in there? I got you. Rick Kubiak all the way in the land of Manahoonies. Why? Hawaii, got it right. Kush, I see you, my brother. You got it right. It wasn't just reset. I got you, Marvetta. I got you. You was in the place. But to hit it spot on, my two brothers, you got it right. It was the power of the reset. You have to put the P in there. The power of the reset. Not just the reset, because it's a push behind the reset. That's why it's titled The Power of the Reset. It's going to be important, guys. That power is going to be very important. I'm looking for something, guys. I'm looking for something right here. I'm strolling on another device. I got something to share with you guys, because what I decided to do today was put a commonality to the situation, guys. Just a commonality to the situation. What do you mean by that, Sam? Oftentimes, guys, we go out here, we peeking people, we talking to people, we prospecting people. We're doing all of these things, guys. And sometimes as IBOs, we sit and say, well, can I do it? I don't know if I can do it. And I got people on the call all over the place that say, I don't know if I can do it. It's tough. And you get a new IBO, guys, and they say, yeah. We're going to simplify all of that. I want to put a commonality to it, because last night, Mr. Thomas himself knocked it out the park. I mean, I was like this. I got on the call, and Mr. Thomas, it felt like I was in a boxing match myself. It felt like you had us all on the ropes, sir. And all of a sudden, you came out swinging, and sir, you said something that shook me to my core. You made a statement on that call. Sometimes when leaders, guys, when you guys are so impactful, Mr. Thomas, you don't know the nuggets that you throw out. Sometimes we have to throw it back to you for you to remind yourself that you're putting out nuggets that'll last a lifetime. You said something, you were just going on, hitting out the park, and all of a sudden, you said two words. You said, common sense. Woo! Rick Kubiak, Louisa Payon, all the way in Japan. Louisa, he said, common sense. When he said that word, guys, it just shook me, it rattled me. You know, sometimes I like to be free about my message. Yeah, I got all these notes, and yeah, I got stuff, and yeah, I try to be prepared. but there's nothing like getting inspiration and motivation from someone that has been in the trenches for years, that has been tried, tested, proven, certified, and approved. And that's Mr. Al Thomas. I like to tell people, guys, I got all these master's degrees, but it means nothing unless you came out of the University of Al Thomas. That's right, the University of Al Thomas. I mean, this man can drop a nugget that will last a lifetime. Common sense. I was rallying this week. Sensation, I was rallying this week. Danny Payne, I was rallying this week. I said all these speakers came on the call. You got Orange Solomon and all these people, and you got the taco lady. It was Taco Tuesday. She brought the tacos. I get it. I was flustered. I said, wait a minute. What can I say? I've changed the message. Do the message again. Go back around. How can I apply it? This, that, and other. No. Apply it with common sense. What do you mean by common sense, Sam? Well, how do you approach anybody? How do you make this thing work? James Clark, how do you make it work? Kathleen Williams, how do you make it work? Leila Lynch, how do you make it work? I tell you, a common sense approach. Nothing spectacular, not a whole lot of bells and whistles. Yeah, I get it. Danny Payne in Alberta, Canada. I get it. They try to put all this icing on the cake. But my brother, my sisters, it's a common sense approach. That's it. If you're going to reset yourself, you might as well put common sense on top of it. Jack and Black, you might as well put common sense on top of it. Do not wreck your car, because I'm getting ready to take it to another level. Do not wreck your car. I'm not responsible. I'm not responsible. Watch this, guys. Common sense. Now, I was going through my device. I was trying to find this indication, guys, because the last week's message mirrored this week's message. So trying to give you guys some nuggets to use. So when people ask you certain things, sometimes play the video. I try to make it short and sweet a little bit so it can be relatable to people so they can get it. Sometimes you stretch it out. Sometimes you put too much on it. I don't want to put too much on it. I want to be precise. I want the average person to be able to get it. So I'm picking this individual. I'm doing my thing. I sat around here and was picking this young man, and picked him last week and back and forth, and he was on it. He made a comment to me last night, and I fell asleep, guys. After listening to Mr. Thomas, I had to sit back and lay back on the word he was preaching. My bad, I'm talking about preach, brother. I had to really sit back and think about what he said. Common sense. So I'm picking this gentleman. So I tell him, I send him to my website. I tell him about the 4 prompts, and I had already talked to him about it. And I said, he was telling me about, he said something, guys, and I'm gonna use this as a backdrop. He said, who's to say after the payment that he makes, that you'll reap the benefits? This is what he sent back to me. He said, then he said, it may be up to me to make the money and make all the revenue as a beginner. Then I thought about what he said, Rick Kubiak. I thought about what he said. I said, wow. I said, if you're brand new and you think about getting into the business, this makes sense. It does make sense, because if you guys can see what he's talking about, he's actually, once again, Mr. Thomas always simplifies a lot of stuff. He says 3 things. You know what I'm saying? Can I do it? Right? He said 3 people only want to know 3 things. Can I do it? How much is it going to cost me? And when can I get my money back? I'm going to say that again. Say this again, guys. Can I do it? Kathleen Williams. How much is it going to cost me? Agent O'Neill. And when can I get my money back? That's it. It's all in a nutshell. It's common sense. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Al Thomas University. I think I'm going to get an A in this course one day. I think I'm going to get an A. Wait a minute. With all these degrees I got, There's a common sense approach to things, and there's no wonder why Mr. Thomas is a senior vice president. Because he can be artistic with a lot of things, but he can also break it down. They only want to know three things. So if you heard what I said on this young man's text, that's basically what he was basically saying, Leela. He was asking those three questions. Now, if you're a beginner or you may be a veteran in the game, it might throw you because now you got to trying to figure it out. No, you don't have to figure it out. If you read that text, that's basically what he's asking me. Can I do it? When can I get my money back? Because he knew how much it cost. So basically, most people are going to only want to know these three things. My response to him, if you taking notes, guys, my response to this young man, watch this. This is what you got to go through sometimes as an IBO, guys. You say you want to be an IBO, you say you want to be a leader. This is what you got to go through. This is a simple response. I told him, I said, sorry, I fell asleep. I said, that's why the compensation plan is in place. Watch that part, guys. Watch this part. I said, that's why the compensation plan is in place. I already sent the video. The compensation plan is in place. I don't have to do a whole lot of talking. Jackie Black, I don't have to do a whole lot of talking. I told him the compensation plan. Watch this. Then I said, what's a good time to call you? Because it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I called him back. I fell asleep. This is a easy and simple process. Let me say this again. I told him this is an easy and simple process, Mr. Cush. We don't have to go through all that stuff that people think we got to go through because the compensation plan sets you up. And a lot of people have looked at the compensation plan video and still hadn't looked at it. I found something out, James Clark. They looked at this video and really didn't look at it because some of them was thinking we was trying to take them for a loop. Sensational. They thought we was trying to take them for a loop, so they didn't really pay attention to the 8-minute video. So now you got to go back and make it simple for them. Now you got to go back and tell them your first 30 days, man, you could get $200 off the table with 5 services. And it don't even have to be your 5 services. Watch this part. Rick Kubiak in Hawaii. It don't have to be your 5. It can be any 5 hit your system. That's $200 right back at you. Then I come back with a common sense approach to them, guys, and I say, well, then the next time, you don't have to do that process 5 times to get another 200. You only got to do it 3. 3 services will get you 200. Here come common sense again. So you mean to tell me you don't have to double up 5 twice? No. You do 5 one time and do 3 another time, and you get 200 for the price you would have got 5. You getting 200 for 5. You get 200 instead of doing 5 more. You only have to do 3, and then you have to do 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Your first 30 days, you are gonna get 200, 200, 200. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me these co-founders have put a system together, common sense approach to it, no bells and whistles, same 4 co-founders today, nothing shaken, nothing stirred. We better today than we were yesterday. We give out more money up front. We have a compensation plan up front. If you do this, you get this. If you did this, you did. James Clark, if you do this, you get. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me if I just do this? Wait a minute. Then I'm gonna hit you with another one, guys. This is what you tell them. Say, well, you do know most people got 5 services in their own home. Sensational. If you tell them you probably got 5 services in your own home. Watch this, guys. Common sense. Mr. Thomas, permission to go all the way in? Oh my God, here we go. Put your seatbelt on, we going for a ride. You mean to tell me that I'm gonna get $200 off of something that I already have in my house anyway. And if you're gonna do this business, I found something out, guys. Common sense approach. Why not be your own customer? Wait a minute. So you can really start making your money off of yourself. You can be your own independent business owner. You can get 5 services through you, get your $200, and after that, only do 3 services. They can come from anywhere. And you're gonna get 200, 200. Wait a minute. If I'm gonna do this business, I might as well get paid off of me. Because if I do electricity in my state, why I got somebody else's electricity? Kathleen Williams, if I flick on a light, why won't I flick on my own light? Common sense approach. If I use a cell phone, why am I not using Flash Wireless or any provider that we provide? Wait a minute, guys. There's a real simplicity to this business that we're complicating. Danny Payne, if I approach the average person and I say, wait a minute, we get paid off of us first. Well, I don't know if I want to talk to nobody. Well, wait a minute. Like Michael Jackson said, you don't look at the man in the mirror. You ain't begging him to make a change. My God, you can't look in the mirror and say, I'm going to get my own services. The co-founders got it right. They say get paid off yourself first. Why? Now you the proof in your own pudding. You the reflection you've been looking for. Wait a minute. Let me slow down. I don't want to get hyper. Wait a minute, Sam. Woosah. Woosah. Bring it in. Bring it in. You mean to tell me, from a common sense approach, you don't have to beat nobody across the head. You don't have to convince them of anything. They already doing their own services. And for them to become an independent business owner and get paid, they only have to do their own services first. And the average is $5 to get $200 back. And then the co-founders, they really gave us a real nugget because they didn't ask us to do another $5 to get 200. They said, oh, we're going to chop 2 off. Later, they said, we're going to chop 2 off. Push, we're going to chop 2 off. Come on now, guys. Miss Terry, we're going to chop 2 off. Latasha, we're going to chop 2 off, Latasha. So you don't have to do 5 again. Would you just do 3? Anybody can be your 3. As long as it's hit your website, G. Valdez, you good. Dal Ransom, as long as it's hitting your website, you good. Man, you can't beat that if you wanted to. Joshua Casey, that's it. I'm running around like a track star. No. You ain't got to do all that. We're going to make it simple and plain. That's all you got to do. But I found something out, guys. I found something out. Talking to the bakery. Melissa Williams, I found something out. Janice Potts, I found something out. We have a problem sometimes, guys, being our own customer. That's the biggest problem at ACN. That's right, Joshua Case. I'm gonna say it. If you're looking for me, listen here. I ain't hard to find, but I'm gonna put it out there like it's supposed to be put out there. Because the reality of it is, most of the time, we're not our own customer. Guys, the co-founders have designed this comp plan up front for you to get your money back being your own customer. Because if you become your own customer, talking to somebody else about how this works, how that works, well, you can tell them simple and plain. Listen up, guys. Let me tell you what I tell the average person. I said, man, I don't let no money come out my house. Adrian O'Neal. I said, newly promoted regional director, Adrian O'Neal, my brother from another mother. I tell him, quit, sir. I said, I don't let nothing come out my house. I said, everything I touch in my house got to return to me lucrative. It's got to be passive, Jackie Black. I flick my light on. If you do electricity in the state where we got it, flick it. I talk on my cell phone, literally. I tell people all the time, I said, we having 2 conversations on this phone, but one of us getting paid off of it. Watch that, Rick. We having a conversation. Whoever I talk to, I say, but one of us get paid off this conversation. And I'm getting paid residual-based income. Month after month after year. Now they looking at me like they want to slap the taste out my mouth, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because now I'm letting them know not only does this work, but it'll work if you work it. Let me repeat that, guys. Not only does it work, but it will work if you work it. And it's a simple process, a common sense approach. I don't want to be in anything I don't participate in. If everything we do, I gravitate to, I got my money back. I literally got my money back. What do you mean? Ain't but 324. I get my money back. If I participate in everything, electricity, internet, cable, cell phones, like, wait a minute, man, we talking 9-10 service without even thinking about it. But if they chop 2 off on the second round and you only know how to do 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, well, man, I'll be honest with you, I did the math. I'm a fact-finding kind of guy. So the average person probably got 11 services on average. But if you got 11 service, Kathleen Williams, you tell your potential, say, well, man, your money right back. Because if I'm not mistaken now, I may be wrong. If the first 5 is 200, the next 3 is another 200, then the next 3 to end up to 11 is $600. Agent O'Neal, I might be wrong, but God dog, you didn't pay for 324. Now you up. Agent O'Neal, now you say, man, you up. And if you're doing 5 yourself, look at all the money you leaving on the table that you can throw out to somebody else. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Just a common sense approach. That's all. See? Now, when you throw common sense into the equation, you don't have to make that up. Everything else speaks for itself. And if you're doing what you're asking everybody else to do, you can stand on everything by itself. You can move along like an ice skater, guys. You can move along like an ice skater. You can do a figure 8. Literally, you can do a figure 8. You can get out, you can get out their face. Because you can be guaranteed, once you give a response like that, that person got to think about that. They don't have to say they busy, because you can't be busy with doing services I already got. You ain't too busy doing the services. You can't be too busy making the money. That's how this go, guys. A common sense approach. We making it hard sometimes, guys. We making it hard because we don't participate in the things that we do. And when you don't be your own consumer of your own services, you're in a boxing match with short arms. Let me say this again. You're in a boxing match with short arms. You ain't going too far, guys. Look at this. You're in a boxing match with short arms. But if you start doing your own services, if you start getting paid off your own self, not only will you be able to punch, bob, and weave, but you're going to win this fight, because at the end of the day, guys, the only thing you have to do is be willing to participate in the event that we call ACN. Once you participate, you'll elevate by default. Be consistent, be elevated mentally, and be motivated. Guys, this is my second installment of the series, The Power of the Reset. Thank you as always, Mr. Thomas. That has been my time.